Welcome students to our maths class. Last class we have done percentage and we will continue the percentage because still some of the problems are there which I want to discuss with you. So our first sum related to the percentage is that what percentage of a day is the time duration 3 hours. What percentage of a day is the time duration 3 hours? Means asking you 3 hours is equal to what percentage of a day? 3 hours is equal to what percentage of a day, or you can say that 3 hours is how much percentage of a day. So 3 hours and it is one day. It means one day means 24 hours. So asking you that 3 hours is equivalent to how much percentage of 24 hours. So 3 hours out of 24 hours, percentage means out total 100, within 100, so that much percentage. 3 hours out of 24, then 100 if it is there, out of that it will be equal to how much? That is 100%. So 3 8 ja and 4 2s are 25. So it is 25 divided by 2%. That is equal to 12.5%. So 3 hours is 12.5% of our day. What percent of a day is the time duration 3 hours? Even we can do in this way. If we will think that 3 hours is equal to x percent of a day. 3 hours is equivalent to x percent of a day. Even we can do in this way. For example, you write that x, it means x percent of a day is equal to, or x percent of a day means 24 hours. That is equal to 3 hours. Or x percent of a day means x by 100 into 24 hours is equal to 3 hours. Hours cancelled. And here it will be, it means x will be equal to 3. This 100 will go to this side. It will be into, and this 24 will be down. So it is 3 8 ja, 4 2s are 25. So x is equal to 12.5, and since it is x percent, so x percent will be equal to 12.5%. So even you can do the same sum considering x also, that x percent of a day is equal to 3 hours. So x percent of a day means 24 hours. So x by 100 into 24 hours is equal to 3 hours. Hours cancel. So x will be equal to, cross multiply it, you will get it 12.5. So x is 12.5, but my answer is that x percent of day. So x percent will be 12.5%. So whichever you feel comfortable, you can do by that method. Next sum is that about 67% of a human body, of a human body's total weight is water. If Aparna's weight is 70 kilogram, how much of her weight is water? So human body, we know that 67% is the water. And if total weight is this much, that what is the weight of water? Not in terms of percentage, in terms of weight, in terms of value. So it's okay. We know that 67% of total weight of human body is equal to what? Weight of water present within the body. Okay, so that is, but here 67% of total weight means 70 kg. Weight of Aparna is 70 kg, so it is 70, 67 divided by 100 into 70. Cancel it. 46. One decimal because here 10. So decimal here kg. So the weight of the water within the body of Aparna is 67% of 70 kg. 67% of 70 kg, that is equal to 46.9 kg. Because in denominator it is 10, so after multiplication whatever I will get, I will put the decimal after one digit. Okay. So now next one, a person's salary increases from rupees 7,200 to rupees 8,100. What is the percentage increase in his salary? So here original salary is this, and now final salary means the new salary after increment is this. So increase in salary will be how much? This minus this. So I'll write original salary is equal to 7,200 and new salary is equal to 8100. So increase in salary or increment in the salary will be 8100 minus 7200 rupees. So that is equal to rupees 100 is the increment on what? 7,200 rupees. So percentage increase will be equal to how much? 900 is on what? 7,200. So on 100 it will be this much. When you will calculate, you will get 12.5%. So percentage increase is 12.5%. Next is that a fruit seller had some apples. He sells 40% apples and still has 420 apples. How many apples did he originally have? A fruit seller had some apples. Some apples, don't know, some apples were there, maybe X, Y, Z, whatever. He sells 40% apples and still he has 420 apples. How many apples did he originally have? So if I will consider originally he has X number of apples. So let originally he has X number of apples. Okay. And 40% sold out. So sold out is equal to what? 40% of X. So remaining will be how much? Remaining apples will be X minus 40% of X. That is equal to X minus 40X divided by 100. Okay. Equal to 100 minus 40 will be 60X divided by 100. 0, 0 cancelled. So, and this is 2 3s are 6, 2 5s are. So that is equal to 3 divided by 5x. So that is the remaining apples, 3 divided by 5x. But I know that the remaining apples are 420. So I can write 3 by 5x is equal to 420. Then cross multiply, or x will be equal to 420 into 5 divided by 3. That is equal to 3 1s are 3, 4, 140. So 700 apples. It means he has 700 apples. You can do the same sum by another method. Suppose if instead of taking x apples, you can take that he has 100 apples. Not x apples, 100 apples. And 40% he has sold out. So if 40% selling is there, then remaining will be 60%, or it means what will happen? Consider the total 100. Let total be 100 total apples. So sold out, that is 40% of 100, that is equal to 40. So remaining will be 100 minus 40, that is 60. So it means when remaining apples were 60, the total apples were 100. So when 60 apples were the remaining apple, the total was 100. When one remaining, the total will be this. And actually he has 420 apples left out. So the total will be this divided by 60 into 420, that is again 700. It means you can do the sum either by considering 100 or by considering x as the original. Next is that a number is increased by 20% and the resulting number is again increased by 20%. What percent is the total increase? A number, whatever the number was there, it was increased by 20%. Again, the resulting number increased by 20%. What is the percentage increase? What percentage is the total increase? So suppose if I will consider originally that the number is 100, percentage increase, first step the increase in percentage is 20%. It means 100 will become 120. Again 20% increment on what? Not 100, 120. So 120, 20% of 120 is 24. So the increment will be how much? The increase in value will be how much? 120 plus 24. So that is equal to 144. So total percentage increase will be 44%. So let's see that some number is there, so let the number be 100. So what will happen after that 20% increase plus, then whatever you will get again on that, the plus 20% is there. Then asking you what is the directly, if it will increase, then how much it will be, how much increase will be there. So let the number be 100. So 20% increase, therefore new number will be equal to how much? New number will be equal to 100 plus 20% of 100. So that is equal to 100 plus 20% of 100 is obviously 20. So that is 120. First step. Again what will happen? The 20% increase is there. Now the 20% increase is on 120. So therefore now the new number will be what? New number is equal to 120 plus 20% of 120. That is 120 plus 20% of 120, that is equal to 120 plus 24. So that is 144. So initially it was 100 and now it is 144. So total increase is how much? 44. So total increase is how much? That is 144 new one and 100 is the original. So total increase is 44. So percentage increase, in terms of percentage it will be 44 out of 100 original into 100. So that is 44%. So 44% is the increase. Next one is that A's income is 50% less than that of B. And then B's income is what percent more than that of A? A's income is 50% less than B. So if suppose you think that B's income is 100, so what will be A's income? 50. 50% less than that of B. So that is 50. A's income is 50% less than that of B. So let B's income is equal to 100. Therefore, A's income will be equal to 100 minus 50 percent of 100. That is equal to 100 minus 50 is equal to 50. So A's income is 50, but B's income is what percent more than that of A? So B's income is what percent more than that of B? Sorry, that of A. So B's income is rupees 50 more than A's income. So in terms of percentage, B's income is how much more than A's income? 50 divided by original of 50, sorry, original of A's salary, that is 50 into 100%. That is equal to 100%. So B's income is since 50 rupees more than A's salary, and A's salary is what? 50 rupees 50 we have calculated. It means 50 is more on 50. So it is what? It is 100% more than A's salary. So B's salary is 100% more than A's salary. Next is that if the price of petrol be raised by 20%, then what is the percentage by which a car owner must reduce its consumption so as not to increase his expenditure on petrol? Price of petrol, what happened? Increased by 20%. Since the price increases, then what happens? The car owner reduced his consumption. So reduce in such a way, now there will be no extra expenditure. This happened generally whenever the price increases of something, we purchase less things so that our expenditure will be maintained. Okay. So if the price of the petrol raised by 20%, so suppose initially the price of the petrol was 100, but now the price is 120 because 20% increase is there. So let us consider, let the initial or original price of petrol be rupees 100. Okay, this is the original price, and new price is equal to 100 plus 20% of 100, 100 plus 20% of 100, that is equal to, or you can write directly also, rupees 120, because new price increased raised by 20%. So new price will be 120. Now you think that initial the consumption was X and now the consumption is Y. Okay. So when the price was 100, and let the original price of the petrol be 100, and at that time consumption of the petrol is equal to X liter, suppose at that time. And when the new price, that is 120, at this time, let the consumption be at this time. Consumption is suppose Y liter. Okay. Initially when 100 rupees were there, consumption X, 120, now the consumption is Y, because he has reduced his consumption. Obviously X is greater than Y. Obviously here X is greater than Y. So, but total expenditure is same. Here X liter of petrol at the rate of 100, how much will be the expenditure here? Total 100x. And here it is, in this case, if the cost of 1 liter petrol is cost of 1 liter petrol is 120 and total purchasing is Y liter. So total cost will be 120Y. But according to the problem, that total expenditure on the petrol is same. It means the total expenditure is same. So I can say that 100x is equal to 120Y, because the expenditure initially it is this, and after increment or after the increased price, the expenditure is this one. So that is what, from this I can say that Y is equal to 100x divided by 120, cross multiply. So it is 5x divided by 6. Y will be equal to 5x divided by 6. Now increase in increase or decrease in consumption. Consumption has decreased, so decrease in consumption. How much it is decreased? Initially it was X and now it is decreased by this. X minus Y has been decreased, but percentage decrease will be how much? Percentage decrease is equal to X minus Y divided by the original, that is X, into 100. That is the percentage decrease. So percentage decrease. So percentage decrease, I'm giving here the star and I'm doing this on here. So percentage decrease is how much? Percentage decrease is equal to, percentage decrease is X minus Y divided by X into 100%. Okay. Now, but I know that Y I can replace it with the X, because 5x by 6 is equal to Y. So this Y I will change it with 5x by 6. So this Y I'll write instead of that X minus 5 by 6 X divided by X into 100%. So that is equal to 6 here. So 6 minus 5 is X divided by 6 divided by X into 100%, equal to X divided by 6 into 1 by X into 100%. So that is equal to X cancelled. So it will be 100 divided by 6%. That is, if you will calculate, it is equivalent to cancel it, 2 3s are 250. So it is 16 divided by 3%. Sorry, 16 2 divided by 3%. So percentage decreases. So as not to increase the expenditure on the petrol, he has to reduce his consumption by 16 2 by 3%. He has to reduce his consumption 16 whole 2 by 3%. Again I am repeating this sum, that if the price of petrol be raised by 20%, then what is the percentage by which a car owner must reduce its consumption so as not to increase his expenditure on petrol? So what I will think, I'll think initially original price of the petrol will be 100. Now new price will be 20% increase is there, it means it is 120. Initially the consumption is X, now the consumption is Y, but total expenditure is same. So initial, when the price was 100 rupee and the total consumption was X liter, so total expenditure will be 100 and X initially. Now the total expenditure will be 120 Y, but both are equal because, or whatever the total expenditure when the price was not raised and when the price is raised, same. So I have written 100x is equal to 120y. So y in terms of x will be y is equal to 5x divided by 6. Now the decrease in consumption is how much? Initially it was x, now it is y. So decrease in consumption is x minus y. But percentage decrease will be x minus y divided by original into 100. So that will give me the percentage decrease in consumption. Now y will be replaced by this 5x divided by 6. So that I have done. Then I will get the value, x will be cancelled, or you will get the percentage. In terms of percentage, it is 16 2 by 3 percentage. You can use another method also by considering 100, like at that time consumption is 100, and you can use that one also. Okay. Next sum is that in an examination 1100 boys and 900 girls appeared. 50% of the boys and 40% of the girls passed the examination. What is the percentage of candidates who failed? So boys are how many? 1100. Girls 900. 50% of boys passed. So we have to find out how many boys passed. 50% of the total number of boys. So 50% of the total number of boys is, that is 550. Here total number of boys 1100. 50% of the boys passing the examination. So number, in terms of number, the boys passed in the examination will be 50% of 1100. That is equal to 550. Okay. Girls 40% passed. So 40% of total number of girls 900. So 40% of girls passed in the examination. So 40% of 900 will be 360. It means the total number of students passed will be 550 plus 360. So that is 910 students passed in the examination. Then we have asked percentage of students who failed. So we have to find out how many students failed in the examination. So the total number of boys plus girls equal to 2000. Total number of boys and girls 1100 plus 900 is 2000. So 2000 total students, 910 passed. So number of students failed will be 1090. Now we have to find out how many failed in terms of percentage. I know in terms of number this. So in terms of percentage, so many failed in 2000. So 1 will be failed in this divided by this. So 100 in 100, how many will be failed? 54.5%. So this is how many students will be failed? 54.5%. Next is that a candidate who scores 30% fail by 5 marks. Another candidate who scores 40% marks get 10 more than the minimum pass mark. What are the minimum pass mark required to pass? It is what is given, 30%. If somebody is getting, it means he is failed by 5 marks. Means if he will get 5 more marks, then possibility was that he can pass the examination. And if suppose anybody who is getting 40% means his marks are 10 more marks than the pass marks. So we can get the pass marks in both the conditions. If I will consider, suppose the total marks be X, it means according to the first condition what is given to us, that 30% if you will get, then 5 more marks he required to pass the examination. So pass mark in this case is 30% of total plus 5. 30% of total plus 5 is the pass mark. And in second case, when he scored 40%, then 10 marks are more than the minimum pass marks. So that is, it means in this case the pass marks is equivalent to 40% of total minus 10, because 10 extra marks are there when he is scoring 40%. Okay, it means this is the pass mark as well as this is also the pass mark. So both are equal. So I can write 30% of x plus 5 is equal to 40% of x minus 10. Then by linear equation we will calculate it. 30% of x means 30x by 100 plus 5. 40% of x means 40x by 100 minus 10. 5 take this side, it will come here this side, then it will be minus, and this will come to this side, then it is minus. Subtract it by taking LCM 100, so it will come minus 10 by 100, and it is also minus minus cancelled, so x is 150. It means the total mark, what are the minimum pass marks required to pass? Okay, asking the pass marks required to pass. So total is what? Total is x, and pass mark you can consider anyone. So pass mark will be equal to 30% of x plus 5, that is 30 divided by 100 into 150 plus 5. If you will calculate, it will 15 threes are 45 plus 5, any 50. 50 is the pass marks. See here, in this case 50 is the pass marks. Even 40% of 150 is what? 60, and 10 extra. So 60 minus 10, that is also 50. So 50 is the pass mark. So this is all about some of the numericals which are related to your percentage chapter. Percentage chapter, I'll give you two more sums which you will do. Note down in your copy. This sum I'll not explain to you now anymore. You will do by yourself. Out of 2,500 people, only 60% have the saving habit. How many has the saving habit? 60%. If 30% save with the bank, 32% with the post office, and the rest with the shares, then the number of shareholders will be how much? That is the question. Total 2,500 people, only 60% have the saving habit, 30% save with the bank, 32% with the post office, and the rest with the shares. Then the number of shareholders is. Do by yourself this sum. And another sum is this one. 8% of voters in an election did not cast their votes. In this election, there were only two candidates. The winner, by obtaining 48% of the total votes, defeated his rival by 1100 votes. The total number of votes in the election was dash. So this is all about percentage.